on that jump on. Welcome. Over the Top Podcast Sports Edition. It's your boy HD with the Over the Top Podcast Sports Crew. Tonight we got your boy Q. What's going on, Q?
May have nothing to do with sports, but I do want to say Happy Pride Month to everybody who does celebrate that month.
All righty, yeah. Happy Pride Month to those to those that.
Don't try. Don't even try. Don't even try and say there's too many. There's too many letters for you to remember. That.
I'm not going to for those of that community. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Those of that community. Playmaker, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good. Hey guys, we in the finals. We done made it to the finals. We done got the Heatles. Done ran the gauntlet and made out the East. And Denver cruised in the West and made out the West.
I have a problem with that too, but we'll
cruise
get that.
With the West.
I mean, no, they did. They did, but there's a narrative going. There's a narrative that's trying to get pushed now, and I have a problem with it.
What's the narrative?
Okay, so the narrative with the Nuggets now is the Nuggets' path to the finals was an 8th seed, a 4th seed, a 7th seed, and now an 8th seed.
Okay, is that a narrative or is that fact?
That's a fact, but here's where context lies. The 8th seed was a young player, Anthony Edwards. Future, everyone can say Anthony Edwards has a future bright star in the NBA. Could be superstar. He has potential. Everyone can say that, right?
Potential. Is not a Batman, Robin?
And arguably one of the best 3-point shooting centers in Carlton Chambers.
There's a way this thing get cloudy.
Hey, playmaker. Someone here likes stats.
I love stats, but this is where this thing, Carl Anthony Towns. This is where this thing get a little cloudy for me. This is where things get the waters get murky.
Him as the actual center, you got it. What you're not considering telling me is he cannot shoot the 3.
No. I think talent-wise, he's probably one of the most talented big men in our league. Yes. Effort-wise, sometimes the boy just don't show up to the party. I mean, he had a great play-in game with the Lakers, and after that, he was on the milk cart. He was on a milk cart.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, continue.
Some people had Denver losing that series.
Okay, I mean, continue.
But next series, they play Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and the Suns. A lot of people, someone on this panel included, had the Suns beating Denver.
But can we add some context? Since you want to add context,
let's add context.
So Kevin, so now Booker and Durant have played. Me and you have played together more than Booker and Durant have played together. So they ain't played together much at all.
Yeah, we have. But guess what? All that gets thrown out the window when multiple people, you included, had the Suns beating Denver.
Correct. Well, I mean, no, it don't go out the window. But you're right. I did have the Suns beating Denver.
That means what you're saying is 20 games together doesn't matter. They still beat Denver. That's what you said.
I mean, but correct. I had the Suns beating Denver. Correct. Okay, continue.
They beat them. Then they go against Anthony Davis and LeBron James. One is arguably in the GOAT conversation. The other one could be in the GOAT conversation if he could stay healthy.
20 years in the game. 20 years in the game and a young AD. Okay, so what's the narrative?
And again, some people, me included, had the Lakers winning that series.
Okay, so what are you saying?
AD
what's the narrative?
Bully Joker, and he did.
So what's the narrative?
So wait, and I'm not done. And now they're going against the 8th seeded Heat, which mind you, the 8th seeded Heat beat the 1st seeded Bucks and the 2nd seeded Celtics.
I'm still trying to find your narrative.
Then there's people are saying the Nuggets had a easy ride to the finals when most people had them losing in every series.
Well, most people. So, playmaker. What's your thought? They go with you. They go with you. Before I jump in.
So a couple of things. First, I think Q brings a very good argument. Very good argument. For the first game against the Minnesota, I don't really count that game because they were a number one seed and they earned the right to play the lower seed. So that's because they took care of business during the regular season. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at all the other teams that he mentioned, the Lakers, as well as Phoenix.
Yep.
Who else could Denver play? I mean, it wasn't like the Lakers didn't beat competition to get into a place in where the Lakers had to beat Golden State. Golden State beat the Kings. I mean, so they played who was in front of them. And we all say that once you get into the playoffs, the records doesn't matter. And so you can't say that because they were a lower seed that they were not a better team. Once you get into the playoffs, it's anybody's ball game. That's why you see the Heat playing for a championship tonight. So let me
go a different route. So yeah, they played the Timberwolves. Timberwolves only won. Well, how many games Timberwolves won that series? 2?
No, I think that was a 5-game series.
That was a 5-game series.
Yep.
So 1 game.
Yep.
And how many games did Phoenix win?
Phoenix was a 2-game series where, mind you, Devin Booker, I think, averaged 40 or close to 40.
He could average 80. How many games did they win?
They won 2.
So in 3 series so far, Denver on, and we can say and you're right. I wasn't on Denver's bandwagon, still not necessarily on Denver's bandwagon. Not gonna jump on it. But the point I'm making is that's an easy way to the finals, only losing 3 games.
Now, was it an easy way to the finals, or did they make it look easy because of
that? No. A hard way, see, 7 games in the series. So a hard way in the finals is that you win, you lose, you win, you lose. When you winning.
So question. Did Michael Jordan have a hard final series?
We ain't talking about Michael Jordan, Quinn. We're not bringing Michael Jordan in this conversation.
Because Jordan never made, every time they say,
no,
well,
but
the game 7, that's it.
But you making Jordan the conversation. We're not talking about Jordan. What I'm saying is we're not talking about Michael right now. The point is, I'm saying that Denver had an easy path. They beat the team they're supposed to beat. But if you only lost 3 games and you made it to the finals, that's an easy path to the finals. Hold on 1 second, Q. I'm gonna get B Frank. B Frank, what's up, baby? We already on the scene. What's going on? Hey, we're gonna bring you in hot. So Quentin feel like the narrative is that Denver had an easy way. Denver had a hard way to the finals.
Whoa, no, I just put words in my mouth. Hold on now. I said, see, Bear, get your cousin. He trying to
say it. No.
I said the narrative that's trying to be pushed on the Denver Nuggets is they had an easy path to the finals because they faced an 8th seed, a 4th seed, a 7th seed, then an 8th seed. Not factoring in that a lot of people had Denver losing in every single finals except maybe against the Timberwolves. They had them losing against the Suns. They had them losing against the Lakers. Some people have them losing against the Heat. But now you're going to try to say because of making it look easy because they're that good of a team. They didn't have any competition. No, they're better.
I said they ain't been punched in the mouth yet.
Because they're better than them, and it's okay to say it.
I said they haven't been punched in the mouth yet,
and they may not get punched.
They may not. They may not. What's your thoughts on this, B? They jump you in this thing, fire hot, jump in the fire.
They may not get punched. They may not get punched. Simply because, okay, their role should have been easy. When you think about it, they're number one seed, no matter who they face. When you're the number one, you should have the easier road. I don't think they've been tested really hard. I think even now Miami's going to test them some, but I don't think. I mean, and it's a championship. Yeah, you know, I'm the first one to tell people. I'm the last one to ask about modern day championships in basketball because I just think they're giving that trophy out now just for fun.
RJ, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Hank? How you doing?
Hey, man, welcome to the podcast. We don't got it crunching, so everybody, you jumping in, you jumping in. Did Denver have an easy route? You know, is it gonna be a cakewalk? I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk.
Wait.
You asking me?
Yeah. Yeah, jump in.
I just think that if you look at the West have been competitive all year long. But I think when it came time for playoffs, a lot of those teams, and it happened in the East too, though. A lot of those teams fell off completely. Like, and I'm talking about in the level of execution. And playoff basketball is different than regular season basketball. And I think some of these teams are built for the regular season versus the playoffs. And I think that's what you're seeing. Like, I thought John would actually make it to the conference final. And I think his behavior and the fact that Steven Adams wasn't there, I think that's what really hurt them, because Steven Adams really was like, the night that y'all did the whole gun thing, he had called a team meeting and asked them, are y'all serious about winning? Y'all don't need to go out. Y'all don't need to go to the strip club. Chill out. And he went out anyway.
I think.
Can I get Steven Adams real quick?
Yeah.
Steven Adams is the center that you want when you have a very aggressive point guard. He proved it when he was with Russ, and I proved it when he's with Ja. Steve Adams will make your athletic point guard better, because that athletic part, it gives that athletic point guard a chance to, okay, I'm going to step out and shoot. And now you got to respect my shot, because even if it doesn't go in, I got Steve Adams on who's going to get the rebound. And if it does go in, cool, now you got to step out here and I can blow it past you. And if you crash on me, I'm going to dish off Steve Adams. Who's going to stop Steven Adams?
Hey, I'm gonna dare say this, man. I think Memphis lost their window. I think Memphis lost their window, because I'm gonna tell you, Sacramento Kings are coming. They got Sacramento coming.
The Kings.
I don't know what Phoenix gonna do. I
Phoenix
think
don't have enough.
they gonna get it right.
Bench.
They gonna make another run. Denver ain't going nowhere. I think Memphis done messed around, and yeah, you just about gonna lose your window. What do you think, Playmaker?
I don't think they had a window.
I think they had a window. I think they had a window of success.
Well, Golden State was still there. The Lakers were still there. The Phoenix Suns was still there. When was their window?
I mean, I think last year they made what they go out last year in the playoffs? They were what, second round, third round?
To the Grizzlies?
Last year. What was they last year?
I think it was the second round.
Second round last year. If Ja would do what he's supposed to do and not get suspended, they probably, and if Steven Adams stay here, they probably been third round this year. They probably been in position to make a run.
Who put him out this year?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
So you think they would have beat the Lakers if Ja would have not gotten in trouble?
Well, but I think they had Steven Adams.
He got in trouble and he hurt his wrist. I think he hurt his wrist or something too.
Yeah, Ja hurt his wrist in game 2, I think.
But I mean, they didn't have Steven Adams either.
Nah, he didn't play the whole year.
Hey, the bottom line with the Grizzlies is Steven Adams wanted to be that that veteran leadership, they didn't want it. They didn't accept it. And to be honest, you need that veteran leadership. You need somebody that's been there and somebody's you're gonna listen to. They didn't want it. They're a perfect example of a bunch of kids that's saying, hey, they're an example of today's NBA, just to be honest. They are. They really are.
Had that problem with veteran leadership. I mean, Al Harper had 20 team meetings on the sideline.
I think you gotta.
You know the problem Boston had? Coaching, and they don't like each other. You can tell. They don't like each other, and it's coaching.
Some say you split up. Some say if you split up Taylor and Brown, both of them will have better careers. If they get together, they're gonna drag on each other's career.
I think Jaylen Brown will work.
Huh?
I think Jaylen Brown will get worse.
Without Taylor?
If you've heard how teams scout for Jaylen Brown, it's literally they say, hey, Jaylen Brown, dribble the ball. That's how they game plan for Jaylen Brown. They say, hey, Jaylen, dribble this way. And then turn it over because we know you can't dribble that way.
So he don't have a left hand or a right hand. Which one he saw for?
Caleb Martin on the Heat said the game plan was to force Jaylen Brown left.
Ooh.
Jalen Sharp said he had middle school handles.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. When I go on Twitter and I see Boston fans, they all say Jaylen Brown has like no hand, like whatever a pro handle is, he's below average of that.
So why he trying to take all the shots? Why he trying to lead somebody's team?
Because he became an all NBA player this year, so now he has earned the right to have a max contract.
Man, I'm about to be with you with all these personal awards, man. Everybody get a personal award, but ain't nobody no team award. What's that, Nancy?
I want to go back to something Quentin said earlier before Bear and Ron jumped on. When we was talking about Karl Anthony Towns, and he used the term big man. Is Karl Anthony Towns a top 5 center in the league as of today?
Nobody's a top 5 center as of today. Nobody.
I'm sorry. The last 3 MVPs went to 2 centers.
Yeah, but the last MVPs they played for the finals.
They're not even. They're not.
Stop. Everyone stop. Are we watching the finals right now?
Who won the MVP this year?
Who should have won the MVP this year?
Who won it?
Joel.
Right. Is he playing in the finals tonight? No.
He's not, but guess what?
His coach got fired because he's not playing in the finals.
His coach made a fatal flaw. And the Sixers made a fatal flaw. They paid Josh Harris instead of paying Jimmy. And if they'd have paid Jimmy, what's his name?
Tobias,
yeah, Tobias Harris. If they would have paid Jimmy, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now.
I agree.
In fact, if you take it a step further back, because I just saw this earlier today, Markelle Fultz said he wishes Philly would have gave him more time. And arguably, I would say Markelle Fultz is having a better career than Ben Simmons since they let him go.
Well, yeah, everybody had a better career than Ben Simmons, though.
So
I'm having a better career than Ben Simmons.
Like y'all forget how good he was when he was good. It's just a confidence thing. It's like it's bad. When people go bad, they just go bad.
Correct.
He was never a shooter either.
I watched the first take today, and they said something very interesting about centers. And it was Stephen A. Smith interviewing what's the dude on I should be smacked. I'm looking right at his face. Kenny Smith. And he said, and we not gonna mention Jordan name. Back in the don't know when Jordan was, Jordan guy was the 3rd pick of that draft.
Mm-hmm.
And they always clown about Portland picking Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. But then nobody complained who was the first overall pick. They said there wasn't no problem. You know what the first overall pick was?
That was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon. They said so. So they said, oh, the big mistake is that Portland didn't get Jordan. They didn't say Houston was a big mistake. He didn't get Jordan over Akeem Olajuwon. That just shows how great Akeem testament to how what Akeem brought to the table.
Well, back then you go with what you need, and
what? I don't know, man. They always drafted big men. That's why Bowie got drafted before Jordan.
That was my thing. I was gonna say that next, and Houston needed that. Then you go Sam Bowie, the Nets. When you're looking at big back then compared to just 6'6" Mike, yeah, I can see that happening. I can see it happening over and over.
Dude, that kind of still does happen because if you remember, I forget which draft it was when
in what NBA?
Watch this. The Suns drafted DeAndre Ayton at 1. Now Luka went 3, Trae Young went 5.
That means they didn't want.
I don't see no wrong with that. I mean, they didn't really set themselves apart.
I think Marvin Bagley, Duke power forward. I think he went 2 in that draft. Now,
Aiden or Luka, do you? I mean, I don't know.
2 bigs over someone who was, I think, 3rd place at MVP last year.
You gotta think about this though, man. One thing about the draft is projection. So if you look at it, I heard a coach say something to me one time, and it really set me in line. He said, "Man, listen, I'm gonna take the good big man over the good man, little man every time." And when he said that, it just made sense to me. He said, "So what if?" He said, "Man, we're talented, but I'm gonna take the good big man over the good little man every time."
I think I'm agreeing with that. I said that the big man's run the league. What do you say, Gary?
Size matter.
Exactly.
I mean, the thought is that you're gonna always be able to find the shooter somewhere in the draft. You're not gonna always be able to find the 7-footer in the in the draft.
And that gets me. That's why I probably my look. And I would say hatred of Joker.
Have y'all ever played against a 7-footer?
Shit. Huh?
Have y'all ever played? Have y'all ever had a run with a 7-footer?
No,
it's like shooting over a goddamn tower.
I've had runs with like 6'8".
It's a real daunting thing. It messes with your head when people are that long. It's unreal. It really messes with you. Yeah, it really messes with you. And then that's where, like, when we play street ball, I'm used to being like a big guy, you know what I'm saying? And we were running that bird, and they had this cat came out there, these 2 cats that played for American. And man, it just was an open run. And we had a dude on our team, man, oh my God. He was a baller. We just, damn. Anyway, long story short, that you can't teach height. You can't teach height.
And that's why I think I give Joker and I give Joker credit for what he's doing. Yeah, but the man's 7'1", 280, 290. You can't teach that dude. He right at the rim. He doing big man. He just doing big man shit. Know what he do?
6'11".
Hey, on my page right now, I posted a clip. It's a TikTok clip, but I posted a clip. Kenyon Martin.
I watched that clip.
Gilbert Arenas. McCants.
Oh, you heard him. He was talking about his son. Was he talking about his son or something else?
They were talking about today's NBA, and they basically just punished. In my opinion, they punished the NBA for today. They just punished it with just the things that they were saying when they started. You have to see the clip for yourself. I can't. It was so much. It was so real. I couldn't.
You got to think about those 2 players though too. I think if you really look at Kenyon is he's self-made. Gilbert was skilled, but he was self-made. Like, but man, when he was Agent Zero, man, that shit was mean. Like we could compete with people. He just had a mentality that he didn't care. He wasn't intimidated.
He did
a lot of the defensive prowess. not letting easy layups. How back in the day, yeah, you may get around me, but I got a mountain back there. I got Zoe back there. You ain't getting around Zoe. I got Ben Wallace back there. You ain't getting around Ben Wallace. We gonna put something on you.
They
And
talk
it
about
was
how
They
kind
was
of Joel
complaining.
Embiid.
They was complaining about how the dudes work, man, because they was like, these guys won't listen.
But yeah, Joel Embiid, he's 7 feet out of shooting 3%. You might be 6'5". Get your big behind down there on the daggone block.
Yeah,
and put
that's
some
what they
work
talked about.
in.
They talked about how today, if you're a 7 footer and you're not shooting threes, you're obsolete. It's like, so they feel sorry for the kid. They feel sorry for the kid that's Shaq size in the post and he killing it, because when it comes to the league, they're not going to draft him because he can't shoot threes.
Right.
So
that's terrible.
That brings up my question. So I was watching a podcast about 2-3 weeks ago, and he said there probably will not be another 6'4" combo guard that'll get drafted number 1 anymore. Does anyone think that's true? Or any opinion on that?
I don't think that's true. What's again?
I think size mattered. I mean, back in the day, you had 5'11" guys playing point guard. You don't see 5'11" guys playing point guard that much.
If you can shoot in the league, you're gonna find a spot. I don't care how tall
as
you
tall
are.
as it can get.
Now, mind you, I think the last short guard, like very undersized guard that got drafted high was Trae Young, and at 6'1", he got drafted 5.
How tall is Steph?
Say again?
Steph 6'4"?
Steph is 6'3". I'm tired of people thinking Steph is very small, so Steph's 6'3".
No, he's not a small cat. No, he's not like he's 5'11", 6'1". I don't know. I don't know about you. What do you think about that, Bell? You agree with that?
I to be honest, I feel like this. If you go to college and you shoot 45% or better, then there's a chance from the 3, then there's a chance you're going to be drafted. Yeah. I feel like it's about who can shoot and who can't. That's what the league is today. It don't matter if you're a rebounder, because they feel like, hey, I can get a rebound in between. It's just like they were saying. Now, they're sticking 5 shooters out there and saying whoever get the rebound, that's who's gonna lead the team. And that's what it boils down to.
But does that come for the players, or is that by design for the league right now?
Man, I think that's a 2-way street, just to be honest.
I can tell you that. It's because the NBA knows what the fans like to see. And unfortunately, what fans like to see is the players, tall or short, who can dribble, step back 3, dribble, drop the basket, 0-step 3. What they know the fans don't want to see is someone like Joker who plays dad. How does Joker play? How does Joker play?
He didn't do big man shit. I haven't seen nobody score 50 points. Let's get the rebound over there. Big man shit. That's all he do.
As a fan appreciates big men doing that, you're gonna appreciate Joker. A lot of fans.
I about to believe you have me. But I believe, and there's no knock to you or the Joker, but you had better post more than Joker do. He just do big man shit. That's what that man do. He just do big man shit. He rebounds with the ball in the basket.
Don't minimize that man's game. I mean, he's still he got good
big man shit, man.
I mean,
that's what that man do.
It's just a dream of mine. it's just a dream of mine. But the way to see the NBA just take a step back, even though I understand the whole aspect of the money thing and where the game is gone, but just take a step back, I think it'd be more appreciated and whatnot. Because right now, you do have those people to say, hey, I'm not gonna pull out my pocket just to see a bunch of men running up 10 men running up and down the floor, and who gonna shoot as many threes. Boston got beat by Miami because they didn't have a game plan beyond shooting the 3-pointer. That's why they got beat by Miami.
I mean, you gotta think about this though, man. Analytics is driving it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these organizations believe heavily in it.
Counterpoint the bear for first, Ron. What Ron said, that's accurate. A lot of people are much more analytics now, especially even the head coach of Miami, Eric Spoelstra. He's very analytical. But counterpoint the bear, what a lot of people also didn't want to see, even if you don't want to see people driving out shooting threes, because that's like Boston, when those threes not falling, it's awesome. What people find boring is when you dribble up the floor, you throw it down to the center, and you throw it down to the center with 18 seconds on the shot clock, and he back there leaning, dribble. He drops spin, and now he done took 20 seconds off the shot clock. Some people, not me, because I enjoy postman work. Some people find that boring. No, he does, because I think everyone here enjoys the intricacies of being a post player. But some people, especially a lot of kids, because they like Steph Curry, some kids will not find that entertaining, and then the kids will not.
The problem with that is that, tell me wrong, somebody help me. You can't train that. You can't train the 3-point shot, can you? You can't go in the back. I mean, post moves. Can you train it to the point where you're shooting it at a high level?
You know what training boils down to is? Training boils down to you walk into the gym, you walk into the gym to your trainer, and you shoot 1,000 shots.
You've been trained. That Lonzo came into the league, and everyone said Lonzo couldn't shoot. The last, I think, 2-3 years, Lonzo's been shooting 40% from 3. You can train.
Lonzo who?
Lonzo has been shooting like 35-40% from 3 the past 2 years.
Okay. What you got to think about the new coaching hires? Who's winners, losers, who they make a move? Who's the winners and losers? Did Philly upgrade? Or did they stay the same?
A winner is Monty Williams, because he got paid a supermax to be a coach in Detroit, where there's no expectations of him.
He got the #1 player in the draft. I think they've drafted. Like, there's 2 players on that team that people feel like can be eventually elite. I think honestly, for basketball players, most people are not going to hit the ground running like AI. So I think it's going to take maybe about 3 to 4 years for the game to fully mature. So the kid that they're talking about, I can't think of the young man's name. He was a number.
Cunningham.
One of them Cam somebody, ain't it?
Yeah, Cunningham. Yeah.
Cunningham.
Yeah. This game has to mature. I mean, I know how they talked about him pre-draft and what he was expected to do. I think he's going to be fine. Now, they offered him a lot of scratch, but I think both of them, I think Monty Williams and the GM and Carl boys are they Catholic school kids. So, like DC area cats. So they just got together, chopped it up, and was just like, listen, let's do business. But if I'm Monty, I don't give a daggone how much I love that dude. I ain't taking that job. I wouldn't have taken it.
What do you think, man? That's a good job?
To be honest, anywhere Monty was going, I felt like they were getting a steal. Looking at the whole Detroit situation and the fact that they're getting draft picks, and the fact that they're young, with him, I think that's a plus. As long as Detroit open-minded, meaning don't expect anything to turn around just that quick. If they at least give him 2 years to instill and help them grow some, I feel like they can expect a turnaround. So I think that's a smart hire. To me, we got to give more. The NBA got to give more opportunity. I hate to see in the NFL also that all we do is this coaching carousel, get fired over here, get hired over here tomorrow. I don't know Nick Nurse from Toronto in Philly.
Doesn't move the needle. It don't move the needle for me. It don't move the needle.
It don't. No, because I just feel like this. Dude, and I will say this: he didn't have in Toronto what he has in Philly now. So you do have to give him a chance. But I don't know, man. I just think, let's do something different. I kind of looked at the Bucks hire and I was like, whoa. But I see them stepping outside of the box. I see them stepping out the box saying, hey, let's get this guy a try. He's been on the bench.
The Bucks hire.
Let me look his name.
Who did the Bucks hire?
He was
Griffin.
the coach somewhere. I'm looking his name up.
Griffin. Okay, yeah. He was an assistant coach. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I just think at times you got to get that one assistant who's been on the bench for a minute and whatnot. And I'm just gonna be honest. I know Mark Jackson. He had a lot of riff with the Bucks. I mean, not the Bucks, with the Golden State when it came down to some of it to do with his religion, and some things how he handled himself, being a Christian man, a pastor, whatnot. But to be honest, man, that dude was a good coach.
Yeah, he's an excellent coach.
He deserves an opportunity.
He set the table for that.
Yeah, he deserves an opportunity. Yeah. So I mean,
I like Detroit. Detroit got a good coach and money to spend, so that's always a plus when you're trying to rebuild. I think if you got draft picks and money to spend and you got good direction of the coach, I think you're not gonna have no problem. If they, like you said, if they give him the room to build and do what he need to do, I think Detroit can be a juggernaut. Dude, Detroit can make some noise because you got money. You got coach, huh?
Because Detroit's a young team, they got young talent that can just grow with the coach.
Who was your winner playmaker?
Well, I'll just talk about the Detroit one. I didn't like the Detroit one. The reason why I didn't like it is that normally the NBA doesn't give coaches a lot of time. And, they give them 2 or 3 years, and if they haven't produced, significant wins and championships, they sometimes get cut. I think he got like a 6-year deal. I think if he doesn't start producing wins by year 3, significant wins, I think they probably look to try to move away from him. So
they're gonna get better,
roster,
man. They're gonna get better. They're gonna get better, G.
How many games they win last year?
They were I think they only had 18.
Yeah, I mean, they got a long way to go.
Think about this though. Think about this. This is why, like this. Now, watch what I tell you. One of the things that people didn't realize about Udoka, and that's why I hate they did that to that man. He could take those stars to task in a way that's different than a lot of people, and he has that special touch. Like when you, right? So when you see and them kids down in Houston, wow.
Right.
But I think they're gonna be a good team if they can get, and I hate to say this too, it's James Harden. James Harden is going back to Houston more than likely.
James Harden and that Houston team right now would just be a terrible fit.
It's not a good fit, but that's where he's gonna get the money at.
But I think
guess what though? Guess what? Ron is on to something. I just want to say one thing. With Udoka, he besides all the other stuff he did with the woman and all this and that, he learned from the best. He set up under Pop, so he know how to manage. He know how to get the best what he's looking for. So Houston got to steal. That's why they jumped on it so fast. I mean, they got to steal.
Well, he was going to go to Brooklyn before they hired him at the Celtics.
For real?
Yeah. He was go to
remember after that stuff went down, they were going to hire him at Brooklyn before they hired Jock Vaughn, and then the deal fell through. it was something with it was more.
But now, like I said, I think Joe Mazzulla. I forgot that he was a player, man. That guy daggone, what's the name? This sis just hurt my feelings when she talked about Mazzulla that way. Something he did in college. Man, that man, a 35-year-old man. Yeah, that sis be roughing people off. But
he better go find him a coach that he can talk to help him because right now he can't keep the locker room straight.
But
Well,
that's chemistry,
you
though.
can't be buddy and crack the whip at the same time. I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere. You can't, you got to draw the line somewhere.
If he gets a good assistant coach that knows that, hey, guys get serious. I think the Celtics have a bunch of other issues. Celtics need one of their two stars to actually be a leader of the team and not rely on Marcus Smart to be a leader of the team.
Well, I think a lot with the athletes is the attitude. Back in the day, we had a leadership attitude. I don't know if the Tatums and the Durants of the world had that leadership, my team attitude. I don't think they had that attitude no more. I don't know.
But just because you the best player on the team doesn't necessarily mean that you the leader. What's really crazy about the NBA that's different from other leagues to me, they assume that the best player should be the leader. And I think in other leagues, there are guys that are glue guys that are the leaders, but allow the best players to step to the front sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
That's an interesting concept.
To be honest, I really feel like Allen Iverson had to learn and grow to be a leader. And that happened like in the last part of his career.
Right.
Where he understood, hey,
it's not just about me balling.
Let
me make everybody else better.
You know what happened to AI though?
What's that?
It's Coach K rule. When you get a cat that ain't really had a father.
Well, man, he had a father figure in basketball. Thompson was a father figure in basketball too. I think your boy did okay in Philly with him, but they bumped heads, so him and Brown fought like cats and dogs. But that's
what I was saying. Like Larry Brown didn't understand the urban experience. John Thompson was, man, you know what?
And that's
he said something. He said John cussed his ass out. He said, Coach, I'm thinking about playing football. He said, you little mother. Right. He said, man, you better get the fuck office with that bull. Man, he cussed him out, Slim.
Right, I heard that
Slam out.
Yeah.
Even with Larry Brown, when Carolina had those openings, and that's what he really wanted to end his career as coaching at Carolina, they weren't having Larry Brown because he don't understand the urban experience. He probably more Dean Smith than Dean Smith was. He probably the worst side of Dean.
No, man. I think his intolerance impacts is different. Like, it's a hard balance with the newer kid and the newer athlete to have enough sternness, but at the same time be able to rein them in when necessary.
Didn't that Philly team that was AI was the MVP of the league?
Yeah.
Mutombo was the defensive player of the league.
Yeah.
But it still ran that Lakers squad when it was Shaq and Kobe to put that thing on.
Yeah, Shaq was playing football out that joint. Shaq kicked that man, picked him up off of his feet. Yeah. I said, God, Mutombo went like.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you win like that? Hey,
bro, y'all ever seen like that dude? And man, Mutombo is a big human being, bro. Him Alonzo Mourning, cuz they big, man.
They are.
Yeah.
They big.
Yeah, Gary posed a question, and I thought it was an interesting question. I'll let you pose it. Well, when you send me a clip, I'll just read it. Basically, let me go back to I lost my train of thought. But basically, he was saying, did LeBron James' career overshadow Kevin Durant's career?
Overshadow? Yeah.
Huh?
I'll say yeah.
I'm just asking, does it? I mean, talk about it. Help me out.
One of my best friends is a huge Kevin Durant fan. I'm not. I just think I don't think he can lead a team. the way LeBron has, the way the way even Derrick Rose has. I don't think he's that. I think he's always that extra. He's that player, but he's not the guy. Like you can't build around him and say go to the finals. LeBron put a team together, the last team in Cleveland, and I just stand on this, and it was like they were a bunch of high school players at best, and he took them to the finals. I don't think you can't give KD that same team and go to the finals.
Now I'm defending what KD said now because your boy said today that KD is you can't. He's the worst person to try to defend in the league because of his height and his skill set. So is it his skill set that couldn't get him in the finals, or is it his mentality that couldn't get him in the finals?
I'll say this. The same way y'all say the gap between Jordan and LeBron is mindset. That gap is similar between LeBron and Durant. LeBron, like Barry said, will lead a team. If the ship is going down, that means LeBron's still at the top of the ship. We saw that. The ship in LA was going down against Denver, and LeBron said, I'm going to put up 40, and please someone help me.
Now, I got to push back on LeBron. It's been a couple of times that Lakers series, he saw that thing was going sideways, and he bowed out gracefully with spring ankle.
Saving energy is not the same thing as quick. I mean, y'all sit here and talk about it. One of the things that struck me deeply was that Detroit Pistons Lakers series, when I thought GP was going to get a ring and Karl Malone was going to get a ring. And I'm thinking like, yo, they was going to beat them. Kobe, man, they played the right way. Tayshaun Prince got on there on Kobe. He was long as hell.
Yeah.
He affected his shot so badly that he knew they was going to lose. And Kobe shut it down. Kobe was like, we can't win. By the way. He looked at it. Then when they played the Celtics, I think it was the first time they played the Big Three. He shut it down because he knew they couldn't win. Sometimes people, like players, look at and they can see on the floor. Like, man, I heard a clip where Kobe was coaching up a player. God dang, who was he talking to?
Was it later in career or earlier?
Nah, he was talking. No, it wasn't him playing. He was talking about Tatum. He was breaking down a clip of Tatum, and he was talking about his footwork. And he was talking about, you can tell by his footwork and his way his toe is pointed, his body language, that he's not committed to this shot. He broke down everything. Man, if I can find that clip, I'll send it to you guys. Man, it was a dope clip. Because Kobe was just breaking down like it was a thing where he said, man, you know, Jordan looked at people and he intimidated people. I don't understand how you can intimidate me on the basketball court. You're gonna score. Nigga, everybody's, I mean, if they good, they're gonna score. Well, my thing is, you gotta compete. And that's the thing that really gets me about some of them dudes, they don't compete. And I can't say Kobe didn't never compete, but I've seen times where guys look at something and they say, hey, man, we just can't win this game. And they kind of shut it down. They just know.
Jump in there, G. What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, going back to your question, I guess the way I look at it is 10, 15 years from now, when both of those guys are retired, you're going to look at LeBron and say LeBron got hardware. Kevin Durant got hardware, but everybody looks at his hardware as being an assist from Golden State. So I think people are going to say that, you know, if Durant was supposed to be as dominating as LeBron, where was his rings during his time in the league? So I think people are going to always put LeBron ahead of KD purely just because of the rings.
Do you think? So what mentality is the players today? I know a little more or less. We don't have a lot of leader mentality, wolf pack in the league today. I think a lot of it is more of, I'm just gonna get mine and more passer. What do you guys think about that? Do we have any guys outside LeBron We don't have nobody say,
please don't shoot me. But you know, I'm not a huge Jimmy Butler fan. But one thing I will say is he lead by example.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is. Yeah. They jumping around hoopla and excited and whatnot. I purposely watched him the other night after they beat Boston because I wanted to see his reaction, because after they won the last series, Jimmy sat there drinking whatever he was drinking, like, okay, on to the next one. So I wanted to see what his reaction was after they beat Boston, and that was his reaction. Dude didn't even touch the trophy. He was probably the only one that didn't even hold the trophy. So my thing is, you know, he is so much more. He has a lot of old school in him, his mindset, and you know that carries. Even though they did all that celebrating, I think they looked at him as, okay, Jimmy, let's go.
I think it's okay, guys. You don't had enough of that 9 times. Go back to work.
Yeah.
Do that even if he? I'm gonna ask you this question. Even if Miami loses, do Jimmy get a seat at the table? Do we get the conversation with the top in the league?
Man, I'm not.
Or is it still a Hardwell?
I think.
I'm asking now. I'm asking.
I think Jimmy's legacy is gonna go. If he doesn't win, he's gonna go down as Jimmy. Jimmy was a player who didn't get hardware, and when people who's gonna bring up stats and say Jimmy didn't win anything. He didn't win MVP, no NBA, no. But when people actually break down and go back and look context, they'll see, oh, Jimmy coasted through the finals, and then when he coasted through the regular season, then when he got to the playoffs, he'll beat the best team off basically raw strength alone. But then they'll see he gets to the finals, and he'll go against LeBron and AD, who at that point was the best 1-2 in the league. And this year they're going against Joker and Murray, who some people consider this the best 1-2 in the league right now. So I always say Jimmy can carry a team to finals, and he go against the juggernauts. So it'll always be Jimmy was a dog, but he always got overshadowed by someone else. And unlike he will have the same thing as KD if KD just stayed in OKC.
I think Jimmy more of a dog than KD though.
That's me. Like except on 2 days.
You said who more of a dog than KD?
Jimmy Butler. It'll be like KD was so.
I think KD more skillful.
I think the one thing that people really misunderstand, like, no disrespect, man, but there's a lot of emotional trauma that has resulted from the person that KD is. A lot of emotional trauma suffered by Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy leans into his. He's a better representation of that.
Okay.
KD struggles in navigating social, emotional situations, because you see there are times when he gets a little rough and angry. He got burner accounts so he can respond to people. So yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah, I like that. I like the answer because yeah.
So like what I was trying to say, when I compared KD to Jimmy, it was like if KD didn't go to Golden State and he stayed in OKC, first off, he wouldn't get Russell Westbrook because KD would still be the star there. But then it'll be, KD was so skilled. You couldn't stop KD shooting his jump shot. And then he gets to the finals, and guess he will run into LeBron, who's in the East, because LeBron went to 10 straight in Miami and Cleveland. That's what would happen, and that's what's gonna happen to Jimmy. Jimmy he'll be the dog. He'll be the grit and grind player that all the old heads will say, see, that's how you play good basketball. But he always runs into the juggernaut in the finals.
So who we got in the finals? Who we gonna pick? You go with you play, man. Who you got?
I'm going with Denver.
And what? Pick it.
Denver in 6.
Who you got, RJ?
I'm gonna say Denver too. I believe in their team. I think they've been coached pretty well too.
Well, pick the game.
I'm gonna say probably 5.
Who you got, B?
I got Denver in 5.
Who you got, Q?
Denver in 6. And I thought it was going to be a more competitive one, but right now Denver up 20.
Well, this is the first game, and I said it last night, and my son dared me to say it on the air. So daggone it, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it with my chest. Miami Heat in 6, damn it. I'm Jimmy Buckets gonna have them boys ready to run through the wall. They may lose this game, and that's fine. That's fine. But Jimmy Buckets say, look in, guys, we're gonna go in
they've
here,
had a
we're
harder
gonna punch
road.
these boys in the mouth. We're gonna punch these boys in the mouth because their jaws are weak. Their jaws are weak. And they're gonna walk away in the 6. I said
you know what's in Denver's favor? Everybody think that Mile High and all that. You think that's a joke, man. They sitting pretty because they know you got to come up here. You got to catch your breath. I don't care how many days you come and you shoot around. When that atmosphere change, when it's game night and this gym fill up and the whole atmosphere change, you're going to be trying to find your breath and we're going to be up 20.
Wait, now wait. What's up, Ben? Say that again, because I tried to explain it to him since the Lakers series, and he don't listen about how Mile High is.
They're priding themselves on right now. They are priding themselves on defending home court, and they know, hey, not only do we have to play well, but hey, you ain't gonna have no breath when you leave here.
Well, I called it. I'm gonna say it in my chest, and I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. Miami in 6.
Now I will say, if Miami does win, I do want them to win in 6. I saw this on Twitter. If I ever want Miami to win, I do want to win in 6. I want it to be a blowout because reminds me, someone who is retiring this year is Udonis Haslem. If you get Udonis Haslem, if you want to talk about a swan song, Udonis Haslem, who done took pay cut after pay cut to play with LeBron, Bosh, Wade, now Jimmy, let him retire in a blowout win in Miami.
Man, take your ball and go. He should have been going home.
Yeah, you talking about a model employee. He just show up to work every day, guys, and get a check.
Who? Jimmy?
That did himself get a check.
Oh, Udonis. But you know what though? He can't stay there if they don't respect him.
Yeah, I mean, locker room guy. Hey, this is gonna be a quick show. Gary, you got the last word. Your last word. We go round table.
Oh man, you just kind of came out of nowhere with that.
I mean, people pass, sir.
No, I'm with you. I think one of the things we talked about earlier is the heart and having a heart for the game. And I think that if you got a strong heart, you and some decent coaching, you can go a long way in the league.
RJ.
The Spence Crawford fight is the biggest fight in 42 years.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what the hell it's going to cost, but I'll be damned if I miss
it. Fury and Wilder?
Not Ron.
Yes.
Who you got?
I'm a Spence guy, man. I like the way he walked through people, man. He reminds me of Marvin Hagler with a nicer face. You know what I'm saying? But Teddy Atlas said that Crawford is just a nastier guy. And everybody out here say Bud is mean. So it's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a good fight. It's almost 50-50. And Vegas they call that stuff differently. That's going to be an awesome fight. And I got the Ugas fight 2 years ago, and what I seen him do to that man, hell, dude, he broke Kell Brook over the bone. He broke Ugas over the bone. You break a dude's face, man. You punching people, man.
Yeah, you breaking bones and faces.
That's something. It's just different, man. And so, when I seen him fight Kell Brook, I said, yeah, man, ain't nobody gonna beat him. Then he had that accident. If he don't have that accident, I think, man, we looking at he crushes Crawford, man.
What is that fight?
July the 29th.
All right. We'll start. We'll start keeping an eye on that one. Then we don't do it.
That's when training camp start.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bal, your last word for the night, sir.
You know, I'm just I'm a casualty in this game called basketball. I said casualty, but you know, I'm just a fan and love a game. And to be honest, looking at it, you know, sometimes just looking at it, it just like hurt my eyes. So when I dream of things going back, I understand where we are, but you know, I just look at a lot of it in today's time, and I just question it. You know, did we make it easier for everybody? Did they make it easier for everybody? You know, it's a shooter's game. I don't know, but I don't think nothing was wrong the way it was. It wasn't broke and whatnot. Is it Golden State fault that they found out they could shoot a bunch of jump shots and beat everybody? No, but everybody else caught on. So my final word basically is, hey, I'm just a dreamer, bro.
Q, last word, your last word.
Okay. How much time you got?
Go ahead, sir.
Because
I'll put my mic on mute. I know you're gonna be a minute.
So Bear has something, and I think he's gonna hate what I have to say. Stan Van Gundy, I believe if that's him, the commentator, he said he wants for the NBA some rule changes to be, instead of when a player gets fouled, instead of just shooting a free throw, you give them 2 points and you keep it pushing. Then he said, he said that. Then he said all halftime should just be 5 minutes. So, and I don't know how, by looks on your faces, I can tell no one is.
No. But Stan Van
Gundy goes on with the he bored.
Yeah.
That's why he can't get a job.
Yeah.
A 5-minute halftime, like truth be told, one of the reasons there's a halftime is so you can rehydrate. If you have an issue
it's for the players, it ain't for the fans.
Man. But they be in there drinking they little drinking Bud Lights and.
And you know what's crazy though? That's what Gil said. He said, "Man, hold on, man. Man, you had people, man, that was drinking beer, liquor, that had coke." He said, "I seen when I got in the league, a dude, a cocaine pack fell out of his sock." I said, "Dang, that's got to be a hell of a thing, man. People getting high like that. You gonna put some numbers up on them?" He said, "That's why Jordan scored all them daggone points." He said, "Them dudes was junkies."
You finished, Q. You wind it up.
I'm winding up. I just want to say at the end of third quarter, the Nuggets are up 20. Murray has 24. Joker has 15, 12, and 9. And I don't think he's touching the floor in the fourth quarter. So take was that as you will. Also, 15 points on 4. Joker only took 5 shots, and they're up 20. Now imagine when Joker says, "Let me score."
Oh, we go. Well, yeah.
And lastly, as an Eagles fan, DeAndre Hopkins is a free agent. As much as I would love Eagles, we don't need him. There's not enough balls to go around. We got AJ Brown. We got
DeAndre Hopkins can't run no more.
Hey, but he can catch.
If you can't separate, you can't catch.
Jerry Rice, but he can cut. He can catch.
Jerry Rice's game was never predicated on speed. It was route running.
Wait a minute, hold on now. Did he just say DeAndre and Jerry in the same breath? Oh my God. Hey, just give the old school some kind of respect.
Hey, well, did a lot of players use Stickum? Yes or no?
Huh?
Did a lot of now y'all can't hear. Y'all heard Jerry Rice.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Did a lot of receivers stick him back in the day?
Did a lot of wide receivers respect Jerry?
Stick them in on their gloves.
Yeah.
I didn't run across.
I don't know. I wouldn't say Jerry did.
No, I definitely wouldn't say.
I wouldn't say Jerry or Randy did.
Right, not Jerry.
Jerry was tackle 5 gloves, but
now same question.
Stickum was on the back end of the 80s. Like you would see Lester and them and Fred Bolitnikov.
I remember seeing Lester.
And they would put all over their arms. Yeah, they go hard.
Same question.
Nah, but Jerry didn't do it. Jerry was a beast, dude.
Did Jerry Rice get a job too? As I mean, he's the sole reason the quarterback got a job.
Jerry Rice was the best quarterback wide receiver to play the game, period.
Okay, better question. With who throwing it to him?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, doesn't matter?
Jerry Rice. Do your research on Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the best. It don't matter who thought about it, Jerry Rice. Wasn't nobody faster.
I agree. Jerry Rice is the best wide receiver. However, I do want to ask anybody here, without naming Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray, can anyone name a Houston quarterback that threw to DeAndre Hopkins?
Mention that who now?
Yeah.
Can anyone name Houston, Texas quarterback that threw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins?
Outside of who?
If you were talking about a stable organization, I could see you saying
Watson throw to him?
Yes, for 2 years.
He said besides Deshaun Watson.
Besides Deshaun Watson.
Well, how long he been in the league? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if been in the league. But we'll review it.
Remember, DeAndre was top 2 receivers before Deshaun Watson got to the Texans.
Okay. I mean, but you still can't put him in the same breath as Jerry Rice. That's not for a fact.
There has to be a breath in between 2 players.
I understand.
While also saying Jerry Rice is the best receiver of all time. But my statement was DeAndre Hopkins, as great as he is, I don't want him in Philly because there's not enough balls go around. Now, if you send him to Kansas City because that's where he wants to play at, and you actually give Patrick Mahomes a number 1 receiver, not a tight end, a number 1 receiver, and they just won last year.
He's not a number 1 receiver anymore, man. He can't run.
Hold on a second. Let me see how old he is.
Did they really?
That don't have nothing to do with how old he is. That's why he was. Ask yourself this question: why he got a 6-game suspension for PEDs?
Hey,
and he's not a person that has to move people.
So
his elasticity and his explosion is gone.
But we're gonna table that for the next show. We'll jump a little more into football as the finals. At the finals end, we will jump a little more into football as the finals end. Cool. All right, guys. My last word of the night is for the league is mental. How can I put it? I don't think the league has a leadership mentality or a championship mentality. We talk about these guys like LeBron has a leadership mentality and Durant don't have that mentality. Talk about Ben Simmons with the mental stuff going on with his mind, don't have that aggressive mentality. We got to get some players, but we talk about Jimmy Buckets that have the aggressive mentality, but don't necessarily have the skill level of a Kevin Durant or LeBron James, but he still prepares his team to be successful. Not just on the football field, but in life. I think sports and teach you life lessons. So let us have a more positive attitude. Let's have a more professional attitude. Let us have a more winning attitude going forward. Hey guys, great show. And like always, may your next move be the game changer. Good night.